Pursue Holiness. The noise in my head was overwhelming. A constant, buzzing symphony of anxiety, fear, and self-doubt. I'd read the Bible, I'd prayed, but the world's troubles felt like a physical weight on my shoulders. It was a vicious cycle. A bad thought would lead to a bad feeling, which would then confirm the negative thought, trapping me in a prison of my own making. I would try to think positive, but it was like bailing water from a sinking boat with a spoon. Then I read it again, a truth I had heard 100 times but never truly believed. In the world you will have tribulation. I finally understood. My fight wasn't a mistake. It was a given. The struggle wasn't proof of my failure. It was part of the journey. For so long I had believed that a strong Christian life meant no struggle, no negative thoughts. The Lord's words shattered that lie. The tribulation was not an absence of God, but an opportunity for His presence to be revealed. Then came the next verse, the one that broke the cycle for me. Take heart, I have overcome the world. It wasn't about me overcoming my thoughts. It was about His victory. My faith wasn't a magic spell to make my troubles disappear. It was a connection to His triumph. I realized I was focusing on the storm, not the one who had already calmed it. The final piece of the puzzle came with the idea of being sanctified. I always thought of it as a strict, impossible set of rules to follow. But the message explained that it was God's work, not my own. He wasn't asking me to clean myself up. He was asking me to let Him separate me from the world, to make me His alone. My part was to align my will with His, to turn my focus away from the noise and towards His truth. I saw my negative thoughts not as a part of me but as a temptation to be fought. I no longer had to feel ashamed of them. Instead of trying to force my feelings to change, I learned to redirect my mind to God's Word. I started quoting scriptures not as a formality, but as an active war against the anxiety. I said, "You are a lie because Jesus said He has already overcome the world." Slowly, the whispers of fear and doubt began to fade. The noise in my head didn't disappear overnight, but for the first time I knew who was in control. My victory wasn't in my perfection but in His. My faith was no longer a tool to fix myself, but the very lifeblood that connected me to the One who had already won.